Okay, so let's get started. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome everyone here to our webinar. And our topic for today is maximizing efficiency with ServiceWorks Pro mobile app. My name is Mukta, and I will be your host today. I also have Camila here, who is our co-host, and she helps me out tremendously, and I'm thankful to her. She will monitor the chat and the Q&A section and, help out with questions if you guys are going to put your questions in the Q&A. She'll monitor those and pass out any helpful information that is pertaining to a certain topic that we are covering today. Let us know if you have questions. She will be there to help out. I'm very excited to be here today. I know we've been doing this for a while, and this is, I think, our 5th webinar so far. So keep joining in and keep suggesting us. What do we need to do? What do you want to hear? So we'd be more than happy to help you share all the knowledge we can about ServiceWorks. So thank you so much, all of you, for taking the time to join us. Like I mentioned, super excited, thankful that y'all are here, excited to share some valuable information on ServiceWorks Pro, the mobile app. And we'll see how we can help you streamline your business operations and boost your efficiency in the field. Before we all dive in deep in it, just quick some of the housekeeping items that I'd like to go over. It's the webinar duration is going to be for an hour, including the time for Q&A. The session, at the end, we can do it, or keep sending your questions. She monitors. She's good at that. Like I said, drop in those questions. We'll discuss more things if you guys have in the last 15 minutes or last 10 minutes. Today's webinar is being recorded, so we will send you a link to the recording, and we'll add it to our additional resources afterwards. Enjoy the webinar, have fun, take as much as information as you can with you to, streamline your workflow. And, we want this to be very engaging and valuable for you as much as possible, and we'll try and make that. So don't hesitate to interact during the presentation, Q&A, and chat. It is. And if somebody has posted a question, you like it, just upvote it, and we'll know what we're seeing and looking at. Okay. So let's talk about ServiceWorks in general. Now for, those of who you are fairly new to ServiceWorks, just to give you a quick overview. We know what ServiceWorks is, of course. It's a field management platform helping you guys streamline your business workflow, making sure that you are using this tool to make, your day-to-day a little bit smooth and efficient. So whether, you're managing your scheduling or dispatching or invoicing or customer communications, ServiceWorks is a very critical tool which helps you to streamline each step of your operation. But what we're going to do today we're going to focus on one of the particular aspect of ServiceWorks is the mobile app. The app is designed specifically for the field force, for the people in the field, giving them the power to manage their work in the field, handle their jobs, access their customer information, update anything that is pertaining to the job, look at their inventory items, that they're going to need for the job, or even collect payment or collect signatures. All of that, we're going to make sure that your field force has everything that they need when they're out there in the field on their mobile devices. Even if they are using a tablet or a phone, they should have the necessary level of authorization in their app and their app up to date so they can actually do their work in the field. With the mobile app, what you can do is you can eliminate a lot of manual process that is generally slowing everything down, like paper-based workflows. I've had, to know so many of our customers were pen and paper for many years. It's hard, to move from pen and paper to something, a technology like a mobile app or a web portal app for that matter. But it slows you down, with back and forth constant communication between the office and the field. It can get really complicated very easily, and things can escalate faster. Instead, your team can be agile, responsive, and productive no matter where they are. Throughout the webinar, we're going to explore what are some of the key features of the app and show you how to use it to its full potential. We'll try to cover some of the best practices in the end, some tips, some troubleshooting, quick troubleshooting things that we can do. So let's empower our field force. Let's empower each other, enable your field force, and try to engage so that we can, help the field force to enhance the efficiency of your entire field service business. So let's get started. Why is ServiceWorks Pro so critical? We don't have to look at the mobile app. We have ServiceWorks web portal. We can put in jobs and we can always close it. We can add the status, change the status, write notes. We can do all that from the web portal. Why do we need the app? So mobility is one thing that has become a thing of today. Like in this fast-paced industry, mobility is something that everybody is looking towards. I want to order pizza on the go. I want to get my car, maintenance for my car schedule on the go. Everything happens on the app. Everything happens on the browser, on that small device, which is in your hand. I want to order coffee on the go. Everything is just basically you are moving at a fast pace in your life and you just want to be mobile. So it's not become like a convenience anymore. Mobility has become like a necessity. So today's customers expect fast, efficient service, in the service industry. And of course, you would want to deliver that to them, your team. And in order to do that, we want you and your team to be connected all the times. This is where ServiceWorks Pro is truly, invaluable. When you have the app, you can be seamless, you could be mobile, your response time is faster, you become responsive, it gives you the flexibility to quickly pivot and adjust your schedule, do a lot of things when you are out there without minimalistic help from the office. You're basically on your own. You have the power to look at the data that you have on the phone, and you're not dependent on anybody from the office. You can work independently with great confidence. So think about it. Your technicians are on the move, traveling from one job to the other. If they have the mobile app, they're truly empowered. They are truly empowered to manage their jobs, track the status, even process payments while they are on the go without returning to the office. Real-time access to critical information like customer details, job tickets, or inventory just helps your technician stay on top of things and stay informed. So this leads to like a faster service, fewer errors, and happy customer. Ultimately, that's what everybody wants, right? So finishing their appointments for the day and every day should be like a breeze with the app. So when I say mobility is just not about speed, it is also about better communication. That means you can communicate from your field to the office using the ServiceWorks app, but the tech stays connected not only with the office, but they can stay connected with a customer through the app. You don't have to get out of your app to text them. You're in the app, you just text them. You just let them know what's going on in real time with you, so they're updated and they're kept in the loop. Anything last minute changes in the schedule, office notifies the technician in real time, ensures everything is happening seamless. So if the schedule changes, the technician is going to know, if we are communicating with a customer, sending them SMS notifications, or we're trying to send them a text, even from the web portal, they are in loop. Everything is just falling in place. It's like a domino effect. So when one thing falls in place, everything falls in place. So imagine if we didn't, have the right data, or we did not call the customer in time, and then you just went there, the customer was not there. So everybody is in loop, everybody knows what's happening, the level of connectivity that we establish that can really transform how your operations can run. And you can truly be in the agile business world, basically giving you a competitive edge in the market, putting you guys in front of everybody else because you are up to date with what's going on. You're on top of things. So mobile app is just not an add-on feature, but it's really like a crux of ServiceWorks. It's like a core tool that can drive your efficiency, responsiveness, and flexibility. Like we're seeing these keywords here, they truly means something that will help you truly empower and enable your tech in the field. And that is exactly what we want. Now, You know, imagine, let's consider that businesses, some of the challenges that they face, if they don't embrace the mobile technology, there's going to be a lot of paperwork. Now the service operations is going to be fragmented, like the technician gets a job order, or rather, there's a phone call that comes and rings in the office, the CSR puts the call in, and the call is placed, they try to put the details, and then they actually receive a job order or a ticket in the morning next day, and they have to keep checking with the office if something changed or there's updates on this one, or you know if they are running late, they have to tell the office back in time that, hey, I'm not going to make for the 2 o'clock appointment because I'm stuck in like a long traffic and there's an accident on 270. So these are the kind of updates nobody is going to like. You have to give those updates to your office in order for you and for the office to be on track. So this takes time, and time is of essence for everybody. It also means that you're going to increase the likelihood of miscommunication, delays, everything is going to happen. I have heard, like, when I talk to all of you, it's really nice to talk and understand what you guys are going through, and helps me understand your situation, and I can say, okay, this is what we can do in ServiceWorks to help you. So um, in my time here, I have heard so many times that people actually want to, the businesses want to change the printed ticket template that we have in ServiceWorks. Once in a while, I get a call or I get a request saying, I would like to adjust my print ticket template. We want to make it look bolder. We want to move some items on the left, some items on the right. I want my technician to be able to read this. There is a lot that goes on in that template. We want to, reduce the number of lines I see on the template. We want to make it bigger, bolder. You know, these are some of the kind of requests that we get. So when we then consolidate all the data together, to put it in a small ticket. We don't want it to extend like 2 pages, because the tech is like, why am I having one ticket on 2 pages? So these are the kind of requests that we get. Yes, this is the printed ticket copy that we have as a printed ticket, but that ticket is nothing but this job data that we see on the mobile app on the right side. That's where we want to be. We want the tech to look at that ticket and make sense of it and work on that ticket through the mobile app instead of the paper data, where they're writing what they need, what services they offer, what is the material that they use, and the total, the tax. We don't want them to do all the work, because the system is doing the work for you. You can just look at the ticket data, you can see the customer information, you can update the ticket when it's done, you can run a payment if needed. You can do all of that from ServiceWorks. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to see some aspects of how you can be efficient when you're in the field. We're going to have a second webinar for this series, because there is so much in the mobile app that we cannot cover in one session. So there's going to be a next session, and the information about the next session will be at the end of our webinar. Paper-based workflows, when we talk about that, like I said, there's a lot of challenge. We're relying on manual paperwork, means extra time filling out forms, processing invoices, driving back and forth from office to submit a lot of documents. So it not only slows you down, but it also leaves a room for human error. You might fat finger something while you're typing, or by the time your techs get to the office, it's 3 p.m. And then, your invoicing folks or your CSRs, they have to crunch their time. In 2 hours, they have to fill all the information back into the system, whatever the technician brought on that paper. And, paperwork could be lost. You can have inaccurate data entry, or either one of them might have forgotten to include some details about a specific job. So we don't want that, because that would result into hurting your bottom line and creating frustration. We don't want any of your team to be frustrated. It should be seamless, simple, just clean flow. So today we're going to see what the field tech can be enabled for to run independently, how we can make sure the mobile app is making it feel in control, user friendly. When you look at that, they should feel that I am in control of the information that I see, and I can get what I need from just by looking at the job information that is here. It enables the tech field workers to manage their tasks, communicate with customers, and all the essential information is at their fingertips: customer details, email, phone number, history, notes from the previous calls if they've had any. So all of that is going to be out there. The goal is to bridge the gap between the office and the field, allowing the technicians to do their job, basically. Now, ServiceWorks desktop and mobile versions are actually, they are designed to complement each other. They're tailored in such a way, although it's like, different, they're tailored to different aspects of service management. So basically, as mentioned, they complement each other. So Web Portal offers a detailed interface as full screen navigation. You can go in a little bit of in-depth management tasks and features you can look at. Dashboard, detailed menus, advanced settings. You can allow users to manage all the aspects of your business from a central location, like full screen navigation, shows you all the data elements, multiple data points that you would like to see. You can manage a complex schedule, from the big wide schedule board. You can analyze detailed reports, or even for settings, if you have to set up some template, some data, setup related data, you have to set up your price list. All of that can be done from your web portal, but the tech needs to just have all that set up. It's quick. It needs to be quick and fast. Remember, we want to move towards agile method of, handling things in the field. So the mobile app is optimized for, you can say, smaller screens, handheld devices, which basically have like touch navigation. It could be your iPad, it could be your tablet. It presents a streamlined interface, quick access to essential information. Like I mentioned, field workers need to have while they're on the go. That layout is intuitive for mobile users. It looks different. Yes, it looks different from the web portal, but it is all the information that needs, with larger buttons, simplified menus, quick access to core functionalities. Now, mobile app, if you don't have the mobile app yet installed, please make sure that you get the latest version of the mobile app. That's from the Play Store and the App Store. Both of the Play Store app stores will have the updated version. Make sure you download that. But before we go more further into this, I would also like to mention and talk about the roles and permissions in ServiceWorks. We need to make sure that the tech has the right permissions. Roles and permissions allow administrators, the admins, to control what different users can access and perform within the system. And by assigning different roles, we're trying to ensure that employees have access to the features and data that is necessary for their responsibility. So, if you are having a problem with your tech and able to see some information in the app, it might be a good time to just review your roles and permissions, just to make sure that they can see what they actually need to see. For example, if a tech needs to see like a job form, and if they don't have the permission to see the job form, they're not going to see it, and they're going to be frustrated because that's an important piece of their day-to-day where they need to see the job form. Or for example, they cannot edit a part, they cannot edit a model or serial number. That is frustrating because they might have received one information from the office, or the customer might not know when they book the appointment the model, the serial number that they're working on the appliance or equipment. But when you get in the field, you will have access to that information, and you need to edit that in the ticket. So make sure that you guys are all up to date with the information about your customers. So if they can't do that, then that's going to be really frustrating for them. So if you guys want to, it would be a good idea to go over your roles and permissions, just to revisit and see what the permissions are set up for your techs. By assigning roles, we just want to ensure that they have access to features and the data that is necessary. So make sure the field techs are capable of viewing their jobs, the job details, update job status. They should be able to change that if that is a workflow that you guys follow. They should be able to collect signatures in the field, or any signatures on the disclaimers, or for payments, or for any kind of work authorization. Basically, they should be able to take pictures in the field, very critical. If you want them to take before and after pictures, that is also critical, that they should have that access. And there is, just to mention here, since I'm talking about it, There is enforcement permissions that you can actually set up within the roles and permissions for people in the field, that they cannot close the job out if they haven't uploaded the picture, or if they have not, written the service performed, or just written any specific things in it. So you can enforce these kind of permissions in there. So that way is, what is expected of your technician to do out there in the field. They should be able to access customer information if needed. Service history is critical in terms of, whoever would like to show the service history to the customer, there should be like a service history. Like you see this here, there will be a service history button right underneath where the customer information is. So make sure they have that in order to be able to see the service history as well. Recently, we've added product history to the product section. So make sure they see that if that is something that information is important to them, make sure they're seeing that as well. So that's about a little bit about general about the app. We spoke about roles and permissions. Now we're gonna, look at what the ServiceWorks mobile app can actually do for you. The app, once you log in, you're gonna see a friendly dashboard where you can clock in, clock out. It will give you an overview for your technician, what they need for the day, their assigned jobs, customer information. They can look at the map for navigation, the route sheet, the ability to track jobs in real time. This allows your technician to stay organized, connected, and the app is intuitive, so it will help them do that. Now, time tracking is a critical aspect of their day. They need to track their time. If they started their time at like 9 o'clock and they're clocking out at 5 o'clock, they need to keep a track of their time. And it is important, even for businesses, to keep a track of that, in order to process payroll. And, that will establish transparency to make sure you are pressing the clock in button and clock out button, and, pressing it when you're taking breaks. So that way, all of that is reported. So tracking and time tracking is critical, like I said, to manage them in the field, not just to monitor productivity, but for appropriate payroll. So employee tracking feature allows your staff to definitely clock in, track their time, break times, log their hours specifically for the job. This will lay down a transparency between everybody, for accounting purposes or establishing the work hours. So all we need is, when we're working, we need to be transparent. So employee time tracking reports are available under the report section, where you can track their time, their productivity. You can see all of that in there. You can see actually the time they clocked in and clocked out, and the break time, and the number of hours they actually worked for the pay period. And there are, I think, some of the report shows the total number of time they actually spend on the job as well. And we'll come to that when we see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, clock it out. Specific. So I'm going to play these videos one after the other. One talks about clocking in and clocking out, and shows how you can see your time. And if you're a technician, would like to request for a time off, they can send a request for time off. So when that happens, the request goes to the office. It allows the office to see when you are asking for a time off, and they can approve that. So let's see this first. My tabs, they don't show here, but as soon as I click clock in, it shows where I tapped, and you can come back and do the clock in, clock out simple function. Eliminates need of manual timesheets. That's very important. You're not on a piece of paper and a pen writing. I clocked in at 9 and I went home at 5. The system takes care of it. The app automatically logs these timestamps, which are synced with the Office dashboard, and they can actually see your record in the real time when you clocked in and when you clocked out, basically. So and that time off is another one. So let's look at that, how you submit your time off. So it's from this My Time section. You come in. Yeah, I did show that I tapped. So there's a time off here. That's time off. You're gonna tell them the date, the time, and then the reason, and once you submit it, the office kind of gets it, and then they approve it on their end as well. And they will see, like, this is the same reason that you gave, and once they have approved your time off request, what's going to happen is it also blocks off your time um, in the calendar, basically. So we'll see that here. So what they see here at their side is, yeah, this is the same request that we sent from the field, and they're going to see it here. They can put the remarks approved and they can approve it. So it's going to also show the admin that technician, the field technician, his name is, they are unavailable for that time. So I hope it shows here. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could show it better, but I think my screen is not doing it. I think Camilla, there's a blog on time and time off. So if you want to post that, that would be great. Um, the other one that we saw earlier, it was on the other deck slide. It said activity. Activity is a new feature that we have just released. It actually tracks the activities inside your job. So let's say if you have assigned your technicians small set of activities for them to do, then they are going to see it and they should be able to track their activity here. So let's see how this activity feature can be used. You can create a set of activities in your settings, under your job settings in your configuration section, and that can actually define these kind of activities. So let's see what these activities look like. So that's the activity that we see there, repair work. So that activity started at like 10:06, and then you go on and on until for an hour or two. So it kind of clubs in and tells, there's a report called as job activity. So it will tell which technician, what job, and how long they took to do a certain job. And then you can write a note for the activity if that was completed, or if there was any observation that you had during that activity, you can add your own notes once the activity is complete. So we can see, we have created various activities like, inspect, install, clean, repair, all those kind of activities. That's what we're seeing there. We'll see how the activity translates in the admin side, and how the office can take a look at, oh, let me see how many activities the techs have finished. So without calling the tech and say, hey, I see that you were on the job here. How many activities did you finish? Do you think you can get to the next job? How far have you come with the activity list? No, it's all in here. So you can just take a look at it without just making that one phone call. Saves you a lot of time and talk time to see where the activities are. So it kind of tells you, like, this activity took a minute, 2 minutes, and so on. So that ways you can track activities. This is a brand new feature. If you need more information about it, there's an article in our knowledge base, and Camilla can share information about it. Definitely helpful. I can see a lot of you can benefit from using this feature. So if you want to get that enabled and added on to your job, let us know. We'll be more than happy to help you with that and set it up. We're going to talk about, oops, yeah, there you go. We're going to talk about real-time scheduling. I know if you have done webinars before, the inventory, the transparency of parts and inventory management of ServiceWorks, those were the 4 webinars that we talked about. We talked a lot about real-time scheduling and dispatching, and the real-time was literally like the buzzword for that entire webinar series because we wanted to see the job data in the real time. We wanted the inventory data to be seen in the real time. So that was, so we talked about real time in many different aspects in those 4 webinars, but one of the most powerful aspects of ServiceWorks is a real-time scheduling. So this feature allows your technicians and dispatchers to be on the same page. No matter what changes come up throughout the day, it all can get adjusted. If there is any last minute change, such as a new job being assigned to a technician, existing job being rescheduled, or cancellation happening, technicians will be notified instantly. Push notification on their app, email notification if you set up their email right, and SMS if that's included in your plan, or even from, it gets better, the messaging. We're going to talk about it and see how even the app messaging works. So real-time communication is that one element that's going to eliminate the communication back and forth. And, it will be so helpful to just relay the schedule changes as you go. You don't have to worry about calling and being on hold or tech disconnecting your call because they're at a job that cannot answer. No, it's all there. It's just updates, real time. That's the buzzword. So it helps in avoiding confusion, double bookings, keeps it simple, makes you run smoothly. So it's just, it's equally beneficial for the tech and the dispatchers as well, so they know what's going on. They're not just like all over the place. In the real time, you can actually see where the tech is. You can assign the closest technician to a job. Camila, if you can, if you want to post that the article, if you can, find it, it's called the closest technician, something that will talk about how you can see the closest technician to the address that you're scheduling. So I don't know if you guys have seen this or noticed earlier. When you are in your job screen, when you're scheduling a job and you are at the area where you can actually select a date and time, you can see a calendar there and you can see their location, your text location, and the service address. You will see like a small house in that calendar. So that will kind of give you the proximity of how far the tech is. And plus, when you're scheduling a job for a tech, you're assigning a tech to a job, it will tell you how many miles away your tech is. So it's in real time. It will tell you where the tech is from that location. So you are kind of a little bit ahead in scheduling and understanding the area geography to schedule the job like that. So we can definitely do that. Now, with the level of permissions that the tech have, they can also schedule a job in the field. They can create estimates on the field, which, when you create those, they instantly sync up with your back office. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need to let the dispatcher know that I created this job. No, because you all are working in one cloud. It's one account. If one technician creates a job, the office is obviously going to know about it. Plus, with the effective communication, the admin is going to get a notification that as technician has created a new job. So everybody knows what's going on. Everybody's in loop. And, even if you take up new work while you're in the field, it's all in there. Various aspects of scheduling. We can handle scheduling job, reschedule. You can also reschedule from the field right there. And then if you have the level of permission, that is helpful. So you can definitely change the schedule from the field as well. So let's see, what do we have here? We're going to look at job management. What is job management? It's a core feature that will help your technician manage their workload throughout the field. So in the jobs tab, when you are in your app, and it's going to come up, I'm going to show you the video as well. Technicians can view what they're assigned for that day. Each job contains all the necessary information: customer name, address, service address, any special instructions, additional information. They can look at that information. They can prepare themselves for the appointment, and technicians can easily update the jobs when they're in it and when the job is in progress. They can change, edit job description information. They can edit the job status. They can, when they can complete the job, they can put it on hold. They can, say, I need another help or technician. Job status is something that you can create and populate. It is a job status is a list that you can build, which is more appropriate to your business. And then they can pick from the drop down that is available in the app to select whatever job really is in that status. They can actually stick that status to it. So that would make sense to the office people. If they have to go look for jobs that are not completed, they can just go to the schedule board and filter it and see what are the jobs that are not completed today. So office team can monitor the statuses in real time as well, like I said, so complete transparency again. It will reduce back and forth communication. It's all happening in real time. It's all in the cloud, boosts a lot of productivity, and also reduces the likelihood of missing jobs or any kind of delays, basically. And other side of job management is when the technician is progressing in the field by using the very important functions, the en route, arrive, complete, trip complete, job complete, all of those functions, that is when the customer is kept in loop. That is important too, right? Not just the communication between the office and the tech, but the communication between the customer is important too. I may be at work at 2 p.m., but I have an appointment for cleaning or for fixing my HVAC or my appliance at 3 o'clock. And I get a notification, or I get a notification that my tech is on my way. And I'm like, oh my God, the appointment is at 3. I need to run. So that, helps me right there of missing my appointment. I don't want to miss my appointment. I got that appointment after calling, 5 times, 6 times. I was able to get a spot. Now it's time. So I get on my way text. I got an appointment reminder, but I forgot, But now I know that my technician is en route, and that's why that little notification is crucial for the customer to know that, oh, I still have 30 minutes to make it to my home. Maybe just I'll go home because I need to show the technician that this is the actual problem that I'm facing. So that actually lets your customer to take an action and be there when you are going to be there for the appointment, and then not cause frustration for you because you went there, customer was not there, then you can, do the minimum charge because your technician showed up and the customer didn't. It can avoid a whole lot of things there. So that is a very good notification um, that should be used. And if you're not using it, I would really like to give you my 2 cents to make sure that that is set up and they know. You can also add the technician's photo in whenever you set the technician up. You can upload the photo, so that photo can be a part of that notification, so they know that if Brian is coming or Joe is coming, then there is a picture, and then they can relate to the person that they're going to meet in the next 30 minutes. So definitely make sure that all that information is set up, keeps your, and it not only keeps your customer ahead of the things, it keeps them engaged. They are engaged with you, they are connected with you, and they're informed about their appointment when the tech goes en route. When you press that en route button, you're going to get a pop-up which is going to say, okay, what are the number, how much time are you going to take to reach, and it will fill that information in the notification and tell them that his ETA is like 30 minutes or 2 hours or whatever. So, and when they start pressing that en route button, the technician starts en routing. It not only helps just let the customer know, but it also calculates their drive time, their mileage, to keep a track of all that. Because if you pay your tax by mileage and the drive time, then that data right there is important, and that gets captured in your job screen under your schedule information. It will show you a number of miles traveled. Let's say it was 30. Then you can define the mileage. Say I pay $2 to my technician for every mile he drives. Then it's, instantly the system will calculate that, oh, you need to pay $60 for this job to your customer, along with if he gets paid by the hour. So the payroll purpose is solved there because you're also trying to capture that data by just clicking that simple end route button. You know, some companies require to track the actual time spent on the job minus the drive time before and after. So let's say it was a 2-hour job, you needed to inspect something and fix it. So that is also the time that gets calculated from the time you arrived until the job you've completed. You've hit the complete button for the job. So those are the kind of data elements that get captured when you are using those functions in the app correctly. So um, when you know, along with that, the technician can actually add, like I mentioned, the service perform notes that are critical. That also, most of you see explanation of services on your invoices. It is that data that gets appended to your invoice. So we have to make sure that they fill it. And we can enforce that feature for them, saying that you cannot close the job unless you fill in the service performed. So when they try to complete the job, they will get a pop-up that says, please fill in your service performed so you can close the job out. So that is again a part of roles and permissions. So make sure you revisit that to make sure it's all filtered and set up correctly. Uh, Along with the tech, definitely those remarks are going. They can take pictures, they can read descriptions, uh, all of that. They can, the pictures could be before, after, and they can also send the pictures directly to the customer if the customer would like to just get the pictures sent out to them from the mobile app. Um, Otherwise, you can set up your template in such a way that you're including the content link in that, the dynamic tag for pulling the pictures and, showing it through your email via that link. So make sure all that is set up correctly so that communication just happens seamlessly and it's fluid. You know, running a payment is also a possibility in the field if the technicians actually have the access to that function of running a payment or sending the invoice or grabbing the signature. So let's see what we're going to see here. We're going to see how the job management happens. Okay, so that was the complete, and yeah, you can see the service history there from little button here. You can use this edit, reschedule, all of that can be used. You can edit the job type, the job status here, definitely, and you can edit the job status from here too. These are activities that we went over by. So this is all under one umbrella of job management. Files, photos, explanation of service, adding your notes, trip notes, job notes, uh, all of these notes, explanation of service, it's all resides in one place. Uh, yeah, there we go. We're taking a picture. That's my keyboard. And you can write a description of a picture, this was before or after, and how you clean the filter if you did, and this is the new part that you replaced or something that you have used. Now adding a part. Adding a part also can be done from here if you have parts, already there. You can pull the part, set the disposition, make sure that it is added to the invoice. You can review your service items. You can put the service items in there. These are some of the things. Job forms is one thing that you can do. If you have a form, just like a checklist, your technicians can cross off of. These are some of the things that I did, and this is what I'd like to, report back to the office. So these are the kind of things that they can access from the field. They have the sign and pay option here, where they can actually get a signature. Yeah, and keep going, and then you go and save it. Yeah, so that's that. The payment, this is a quick screen where they can take a payment. If your payment gateway is connected, you can run a credit card, or you could actually take a payment cash or check, take a picture of the check and upload that. So these are some of the job management functions that your technician can definitely do. Next up, we're going to talk about is GPS tracking and navigation. When your technicians are out there in the field, getting to a job site quickly and efficiently is very crucial. So ServiceWorks Pro integrates with a GPS to provide real-time navigation for you. So from the job details page, I'm going to go back and just show you guys if this is going to pull up, and let's see. Okay, so let's wait right here. You see this pin button? If you click on that pin, it's going to navigate you to your phone's map app. If you are an iPhone user and you are configured with using Apple Maps, it's going to direct you to the Apple Maps. And if you are connected with Google, it will connect to your Google Maps. So from that details page, they can simply navigate to your customer address. It will open up. You can get step-by-step instructions and navigate yourself with the best possible route that your map integration is giving you. So, and plus when you have clicked that clock in button and your GPS location is turned on and it is getting tracked, your office can get your real-time location with the real-time map feature enabled on their account. The office can actually locate the real-time location of that technician while they're in the field. So that is helpful, uh, extremely helpful feature, particularly when you are trying to work or manage jobs that are time sensitive or that always needs like rerouting of technicians from one place to the other, and you have very little control on how the scheduling works. It just goes because it's time sensitive. So that map and real-time location tracking, that feature extremely is helpful in order for you to find where your tech is. Absolutely. So that is your GPS tracking and navigation. So uh, when it says route optimization and route sheet, we definitely can talk about that in our future sessions, but your technician can see the route sheet from the dashboard directly where they're going to be, so they can see their route sheet for that day. Communication, one very important aspect of ServiceWorks Pro, very, very important. Clear communication is a key, to provide exceptional service, keeping your customers informed is extremely essential that they are communicated about what's going on. ServiceWorks offers a powerful tool to just do that, two-way texting with your customers. The feature allows you to stay connected with your customers throughout their customer experience, whether you're running late, waiting outside in their parking, waiting for getting access to their property. You can easily update them via text message. This would go a long way towards building the trust and exceeding expectations. So that's a very crucial part of it. We're going to talk about messaging here. We're going to talk about two-way texting and job discussions. Job discussions is an internal feature that is about, we'll talk about it in a bit. So let me go ahead, and this is going to show you both. So it's going to show you how you're going to do two-way texting. Two-way texting is through your ServiceWorks app itself, where I direct you to see the pin. There will be a message icon. You click on it and you select ServiceWorks message, and you will be able to send customer a message from ServiceWorks itself. So let's watch this video and walk through. This is your menu. You're going to see the messaging, and these are your list of technicians. So you are trying to text your admin, or you could also text your fellow technicians in your team, in your office to keep you updated. You can also send a picture to your admin by just taking a picture or attaching one from the gallery. So this is a very strong messaging feature. It keeps you in the loop, eliminates the time of calling each other back and forth, office and field. This is, just seamless. When they message the administrator, there will be like a red dot on the top right corner where their profile picture is in ServiceWorks, and they can see that they have received a message, and they can go check in their messaging screen what the technician has actually they're trying to tell them about. So this is about you're telling, so it says job number 10354. So you're trying to talk to a customer there saying that, hey, I have arrived and, I'm outside of the parking lot. I don't see where I parked. So you can definitely make use of that. If I go back here, let me just back up. Yeah, so you use this icon and tell them that you've arrived here. This is the discussion. Sorry, let me go back here. Yeah. Yes, this is the one. You tap here, go to ServiceWorks message, and then you actually send them a message. So that's about messaging your customer from your mobile app itself. And this is the one we were talking about, was a job discussion. Job discussions is a feature that lets you talk to your admin. That is really a job discussion. If you have some concerns about the work that you're doing in the field and you need help, you need to discuss what part you may need or what is a problem that you're not able to identify, then you can send pictures, reference the picture, and chat about it while you are in the customer's location to get something fixed or get something figured out. So that will help you keep it uh, between the office and the field, and this is the information that you discussed amongst yourself. It is within the organization, and the customer is not exposed to this information, so they will not see what you are talking about. Best practices. I'm going to really rush through the best practices because we just have 7 minutes remaining. Optimize your workflow always. Now that you have got so much knowledge about how ServiceWorks Pro can work, along with your ServiceWorks web portal, they complement each other. So make sure that you're optimizing the workflow. Structure your work in such a way that you can get the most out of your app, and you know you can make sure, empower your tech, give them the permission to do things that they can do in the field, and you can avoid a lot of paperwork. So plan ahead of time using your job schedules, use the real-time updates to, stay on top of the real-time data that you're going to get, batch out your tasks, plan efficiently accordingly. And uh, it also says, you have to regularly do your inventory checks. And we're going to talk more about that when we're going to look at inventory management, how we handle inventory management and invoice management, and how to get the work done in an offline mode when you don't have a very good data connection. We're going to talk about all of that in our next session. Definitely leverage your GPS routing or optimization if that is included in your plan. If not, please reach out to us at success@service.works, and we will be able to help you educating and talking to you about adding some of the features that may or may not be there in your plan. So collaborate with your office and field, improve your communication via the app. So these are some of the best practices that definitely we can stick to. Talking about tips and troubleshooting. Uh, Tips, plan ahead, use your job schedules. This is, I think the slide is, I was trying to include something else, but that slide got copied here. So I will try to update this before this actually gets uploaded, so we have the right information in this. Troubleshooting, I have, make sure you are having the latest mobile app version. Uh, get the latest version from your app store or your Play Store. Make sure you're on the latest. Make sure your phone supports the app. Uh, I think that information is available in our blog post. I think we support Android 8 and above, and Camilla can chime in about the latest version of iPhone that we support as well. So make sure your phone supports the app and your app is the latest version. So get it. If you are experiencing freezes, app is not responding, make sure you completely get rid of the app, delete the app from your mobile app, clear your cache, clear your history, and then, get the fresh app. And that not only, I have like, I had the other day, the city app was crashing on my phone. So I did the same thing and it was working seamless. So these are some of the things that the app tries to tap into the cloud and cannot read. So at that time, you just have to make sure your app is up to date and updated and current. slow performances. If you're coming across your app runs slowly, then it might be, definitely the poor internet connection. Sometimes if you're in that area where you have weak mobile signal, try to switch to Wi-Fi if available, or, enable your offline mode, download your jobs and try to work off of that. We'll talk more on how to do that in our next session. Technicians can still update your jobs when you're offline, and it will all sync up automatically once the connection is reestablished. If you are having login issues, that problems, make sure you have the correct login information. If not, your password might have expired, session might have expired. Try to log in again, or just, reset your password. It should be able to get you in. GPS tracking is essential for routing and job tracking. If your technician reports that their location service aren't working, check the app. Sometimes we have disabled the location tracking on the app because it takes up a lot of battery. But unless that location services is on, the technician might not be tracked in the real time. So that might be the reason. So make sure when they're clocking in, their GPS location services are shared, turned on, and it's all enabled for you to be able to see the technician in the real time. So ensure that is turned on. Payment processing delays, if you're seeing that, data connection could be an issue. So make sure if that persists, you are doing the payment in the right, with a stable internet. We need to take care of that. So make sure it is all seamless. So I think, yeah, that is, these are some of the takeaways that we have from today. You can go over those takeaways, definitely. And this is our next webinar session that we're going to talk about. And we'll announce the date soon. And inventory, it's going to be on inventory management, invoice management, and working in the offline mode. So I would definitely recommend joining that webinar. We will post the sign up link soon, and when we have the date ready. It was so nice to talk to you all you guys. Thank you so much for your time. There's going to be a feedback form, a survey that's going to, once I end this webinar, it's going to come to you. Please let me know if there's anything more that you would like to see in the form of webinars. We're more than happy to help and include those in our webinar series. Keep your questions and inquiries coming to us, and have a great weekend. Have a great Friday, and let us know. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye now.